I think you saw the prophet. Like, you saw him. Why me, out of everyone, being a model and doing these things? Like, I didn't think that I was good enough. Because it was the most beautiful, like, experience of my life, you know? And, like, my journey to Islam isn't, like, a normal, you know, journey. So look at you crying, you little silly thing.
I'm the worst crier. I'm such an ugly crier. Today, I am sharing something with you that I have never shared before. As you guys know, I'm actually a pretty private person. I don't share my personal life online. I only told you I was married literally like a month ago. Guys, I have a daughter. She is an international model. She is gorgeous and she just went to Umrah. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know, just seeing her talk made me emotional already.
What? Really? Why? Oh, come here. Wait, give me a hug. Let's start. Bismillah. Take a deep breath. I swear the amount of times I cried over this story, just so happy and so proud of you. So yeah. I had to share this moment. Let's take you back to the very beginning. Let's rewind.
Yeah.
We were all holidaying, right? We were having a fantastic family holiday. There was like 20 of us, right?
Yeah.
And then we had to leave and we went to Turkey. But then you were in Thailand. Mm-hmm. You were with your cousin. Mm-hmm. And what were you guys doing?
We were living it up.
What's living it up? What do you mean by that?
Well, obviously, we're Muslims at the end of the day. We don't party, we don't drink, we don't do that. But we're just living life, like we're soaking in the sun. I was in bikinis, like, you know, that's my job. I was sitting outside, I was listening to nasheeds, and I was just crying. I always listen to nasheeds, and it's like one of my favorite things. And my cousin and I were on an island, a deserted island, and we were thinking about places to go next. And for some reason, I don't even know what it was. It was so out of the blue. I can't even tell you till this day. I just looked at her and I go, Jelan, what about Umrah? Why don't we go to Umrah? I can't, like, I'm genuinely telling you, I can't even explain why.
Were you prepared to go to Umrah?
Like, not even the slightest. It sounds bad for me to say. Obviously, just before, I was in bikinis, and I'm like, I'm about to go do Umrah. Like, what am I supposed to wear? I can't wear bikinis, astaghfirullah.
So you jumped on a plane in Thailand to Medina by yourself. I don't even think grown men would do that. And you didn't even know if your cousin were coming at this point. No. You jumped on that plane by yourself.
I didn't have a tour guide. I honestly didn't even really know what to expect or what to do. How do you perform a pilgrimage? It was like no one could change my mind. I have this feeling I'm going to go. Why? Because I have it in my heart and it's my invitation and I'm just going to go. I'm not going to deny Allah. Like, that is all that I was feeling. And I feel like, alhamdulillah, like I have a really good sense of reliance of Allah. I just knew that if I would go, that everything would be okay.
You called us and you were like, I'm going to Umrah like today by myself. My cousin's not coming. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to be there all by herself. What do we do? Like, so I put a story online. I don't know if you guys saw on my story, but I put a story up on Instagram. It was like, any sisters that are in Medina or Mecca this week, can you like DM me? This in itself just gives me goosebumps because...
Couldn't have picked a better person.
The first person, I'm not even joking, the first person to message, I got thousands of girls messaging me saying, yeah, I'm there. The first person to message was a girl from Australia, Sydney, was a Risale Noor student, which we love those books. Yeah. And she said that her sister was in Medina. So I was like, okay, great, please give me your WhatsApp, I'll create a group chat. And then it was crazy. When you landed in Medina, we called you because we were tracking your flight. We're like, okay, she's landed now, let's give her a call. And you weren't picking up.
Well, that was probably because I was held up in customs getting searched because me being stupid and so naive, I didn't even know that I should at least wear my hijab.
But isn't it funny, the cultural difference?
To be honest, that's like something that I really loved. Like, I really loved that about Saudi. It was such an eye-opening experience because as my profession, you know, you literally have to care about what you look like and you have to care about, you know, everything, your body, the way that you eat, your exercise. It was so refreshing because I didn't feel like I was judged based on the way that I looked. And that's why, like, I really respect modesty. Being there made me realize that they're more free than us. We are so confined in a little box. Stereotypes and beauty standards.
Okay, so you've gotten through border security. We've booked you a beautiful hotel right at the Haram in Medina. You've checked into your hotel. And I see on the group chat that you're meeting up with Makis.
Yes. Oh my God. The way that I feel like this girl just dropped into my lap with like a little bow. That first night, actually, we went and she showed me like the dome of where Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was buried. And she's like, come here, my dear. Like, I'm going to show you where Rasulullah is buried. And I'm like walking and she's like, look up, here it is. And I was like, wow. I know, like I couldn't even believe or fathom that I was even in the vicinity of where he was buried.
Prophet
is right in front of us. I honestly feel like that is the happiest I've ever felt in my life.
Subhanallah.
Oh. I don't even know, like it's so hard to even explain it to people who hasn't. Oh gosh.
It's so funny. Everyone that met you in Medina and Mecca were like, she won't stop crying.
I just couldn't stop crying. Like, I just couldn't, you know. And like my journey to Islam isn't like a normal, you know, journey. So for me, like, it's something different. It's something that I had to find on my own. And just to like get to the point that I was, where I feel like, you know, the holiest place on earth that you could be. And I almost just felt like a sense of like proudness, you know. I was like, I'm proud that like I didn't let my nefs, you know, get the better of me and allowed me to go here, because it was the most beautiful like experience of my life, you know.
It really is.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because even like since being back, it was so nice and such an eye-opening experience that like I would just be like lying down in bed and I would just be like, it's this weird thing. You'll just get this wave of emotion and you'll be like, man, like I really miss Kaaba. Like, oh, I really miss Medina. And I'm just like, your life will never be the same after going, you know? Even like since being back, like I haven't taken the scarf off.
You influenced me to wear the hijab.
Yeah.
I don't wear the hijab in the daytime. I should be. But when you came and you were wearing it, I was like, shame on me. Shame on me. I'm meant to be your role model. I'm meant to be your mother. And I'm not wearing the hijab. Like, what is wrong with me? Especially in Ramadan. Like, what am I thinking? So, like, even just that, like, you're having an influence on me.
Yeah.
Like, I can, it's so amazing to see.
I just feel like you said, even when I look back on, you know, my pictures from Thailand and traveling, I'm like, that just does not feel like me. And that was not even like, what, a month ago? Like not even a few weeks ago.
Okay, so you went to Medina first. What was your most favorite part or favorite thing to see in Medina?
I think definitely would be being able to pray in the Rauda. Basically, for people who don't know, Rauda is essentially praying 2 rakats in Jannah. For us to have even gotten in was like a miracle itself. There's an app that you have to use, and that was basically booked out for months. So luckily the sister that you found me, her mum had a booking to go in. That night she was like, my love, like I can literally give you this experience. I'd love for you to take my spot. Honestly,
Allah
like,
works in mysterious ways.
Is so
amazing.
Incredible. And I was like, if Allah wills, I will be able to get it. Because I tried to book it. Anyways, it's 11:50 p.m. I won't get into all the details as to how hard, I'm telling you guys. But imagine 11:50 and I get to go in at 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Let's just say that. It has been stressful. I get to go in, alhamdulillah. When we went in there, like it was so tranquil. It was so beautiful. After we prayed, I looked to my cousin and I go, can you hear that? Can you hear like the birds and like the gushing of water? And she goes, yeah, I can. It was like, beep, 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 beep. Like,
no way.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was like these birds and it was like, it almost felt like a river or a waterfall. Anyways, we end up going up and meeting with our friend Makis. And I go to her, I go, sister, did they put speakers in the router? And she goes, no, what do you mean? And we look at each other, like me and my cousin, and we go, we heard like bird sounds and, you know, like rushing water. And she goes, what? I've been to the router like 4 times and I've never heard that before. When I called you guys and I spoke to my dad, he was saying, baby, if you get into this place and if you listen hard enough, you can hear the river of Jannah.
Yeah.
Like, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe this. That wasn't even like the best part.
Okay, what was it?
We were walking towards his grave and there was just this beautiful man and he was staring in the direction of Prophet Muhammad's grave. And I remember looking at him and I was transfixed. He had so much nur on his face. It perfectly encapsulated what I thought Prophet Muhammad would have looked like. And I just kept walking. And then there was another time and I saw the guy again. And I tried for my cousin to see him. I'm like, oh, look, that's him. She's like, where? I can't see him. And I just kept having this feeling in my heart that was Prophet Muhammad. But I was like, it can't be. Like, he's not alive. And I'm going to his grave. I'm like, that it's just not even possible. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes. And I can still see him like in my head even now when I think about it.
Wow.
Come to find out, we're talking to a sheikh and we're asking, like, can't just Prophet Muhammad come to you in your dreams? And he's like, no, like, he can actually come to you as a form of a human. And he goes, I think you saw the Prophet. Like, you saw him. I'm like, no. Like, it's crazy even thinking about it now. And I was like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't handle this. I was like, how me? How, like, why me, you know, out of everyone? Gosh, this feels so stupid.
I'm jealous. I want to see the Prophet.
I was like, why me, you know? Yeah. Like, being a model and doing these things, like, I didn't think that I was good enough to even, like, go. And let alone, like, see him, you know? I was like, no, I can't believe that. Like, I'm not good enough. But, like, Allah loves who He wills and He brings people to Islam that He wants, you know? And, like, my intentions were so pure. And I just love how everything went and everything, you know, turned out so perfectly. Even if I planned it, I don't think it would have worked out that well. And like, it's so insane because when you're in Mecca and Medina, they say that like the veil like opens up for you.
We were FaceTiming in Mecca.
Yeah.
And you saw the birds that were doing tawaf.
Yeah, I was shocked. So I was sitting on the bed, so I had the perfect view of the Kaaba. And I'm talking to Lily and my dad, and I'm just FaceTiming them. And the adhan started, and I was just admiring, you know, how many people were praying. And to the corner of my eye, I literally saw these birds get up, and they're doing circles. It gets even crazier. So they're making tawaf, right? And I'm still, like, shocked. It's literally like, Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah, Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah. The last Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah, the birds just go back down on the building.
SubhanAllah.
I was like, oh no. What is this? Like, I kept seeing things. I've learned after that if no humans are making tawaf, anything else can be making. There's 70,000 angels that will be down on you and will be making tawaf, you know? And even the birds and the animals can be doing it.
Do you know what the funny thing is though?
It's scary.
All this stuff is always happening.
Yeah.
But Allah's lifted that veil off for you to see this stuff.
You almost see the scriptures in the Quran come to life. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way that anyone could ever come up to me and make me believe that Islam isn't the truth. I was like, I gotta make some serious adjustments to my life, you know? I was like, wow, like, Allah has shown me so much in this short time. I would say I was in Mecca and Medina, for a week?
I think it was maximum a week. Yeah.
Maximum a week. And the time and the feeling and everything that I experienced in that time, I was kind of just like, what have I been doing? You know, like, I just it really made me feel like I've been living my life completely wrong. And not in the sense of I'm doing anything wrong. You know, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff. But it really made me realize that you need to center your life around Allah. You know, not the opposite way around. And like everything that you do is for Him. People really don't realize they do put priorities above Allah. In your work, your stress, even your family, like everything is going to go one day. So why is it that we're putting so much above Allah? And I really love that, like even the second that the adhan goes off, people leave their shops open, you know, they leave their shops open and they go and they pray. I'm just looking at, because I can see the Kaaba and there's lines of people praying on the road, you know, like I've never seen that before in my life.
All right, so you finished your experience in Medina and you're off to Mecca. A very good friend of ours, a world-renowned sheikh he's the imam of a mosque there, that he very kindly offered to take you around with his team to show you how to perform your umrah. How did it feel? What was it like?
Well, he gave us this beautiful sister and she was able to lead us in and she was holding both of our hands. It was so cute. We have our heads down and we're getting led in. And she's like, okay, you girls can look up now. I look up. It was so beautiful to the point that I actually forgot that I needed to make a dua. Like, I actually forgot. I was just so gobsmacked by it. I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Look at everyone around. Like, I was just in a ball of tears. I was crying. Like, I can't even imagine what I would have looked like from the outside perspective, you know? I'm like, ah. It felt like a different world. Alhamdulillah, like I was lucky enough to do Umrah not only once, but I was able to do it 3 times. And I was able to do it for my uncle, Ozzy.
Guys, do you remember my video, Ozzy, my brother Ozzy who passed away? She did Umrah for him, so that was really special.
It was actually really special because it was the day of his birthday that I got to perform Umrah and I didn't even know. And
yeah, you called us and you're like, I just finished Umrah for Ozzy, and we're like, it's his birthday today.
Yeah, it was so... Don't cry. But yeah, it was really special that I got to do that for him. And, you know, may Allah accept, inshallah, my Umrah.
Inshallah.
But yeah, so and you know what? That is something that I can say. Oh, I can't even look at you crying, you little silly thing.
I'm the worst crier. I'm such an ugly crier.
No, but it's, you know, like this is normal. It's normal to feel like this. And I must say, my uncle, even though he died, he had such an impact on so many people that I also generally feel like the reason why I wanted to go to Umrah was to be able to do it for him too. Yeah. Like, I had this thing that I was like, Amjad passed away, and I want to be able to perform an Umrah for him, you know? And so it's just beautiful that even in death, he brings so much beauty, you know? Yeah. Like, he brings so much good, even though he's still not here. So I was just like, I want to do whatever I can for him. And inshallah, if I can do it and it gets accepted, you know, may Allah reward him, inshallah, you know?
Yeah. He'd be so proud of you right now. We used to call him all the time with my videos and be like, Avi, is this right? Can we say this? Is this correct? Are we meant to be doing this? Yeah. Like, there's so many videos that are his ideas and his stories and his knowledge. So
and the strength that he had about Palestine.
My last phone call with him, he was like, free Palestine.
Yeah.
Free Palestine. You live to love and you will live forever for Palestine.
Okay, let's try and change the subject for a second. How was it when you were in the Kaaba? And did you get to go up to the Kaaba and touch it and feel it? And
well, it was amazing. Like I got to feel it twice, and I got to touch the door, and I got to go to Prophet Ibrahim's his footsteps. But when I touched it, I completely forgot that you had to make a dua, like you had to say a prayer. And as I'm touching, I'm like, wow, like I didn't know what to say. Everything went out of my head. I felt like I prayed for everything like possible. That all I was saying is like, Assalamu alaikum, ya Allah. You know? And then the only thing that I could think about was Palestine. And I'm like, Ya Allah, free Palestine, Ya Allah, please free Palestine. And I was just crying, and I had my head on the wall, and I had my hands there, and I was kissing it, and I was like, Ya Allah, please just free us from this war. I prayed for everyone. I prayed for my nephew. You know, my nephew, he's actually non-verbal. He doesn't speak. And I was just praying to Allah so hard. I'm like, Ya Allah, please allow him to speak, you know? Please allow him to talk, like, if that's what you will. It was like a few days after I came back from Umrah, and my brother actually, he called me, he was saying, you won't believe it. This kid, I'm telling you, is like a different kid. Like, he's talking so much. My brother had no idea that, like, I had prayed for him so much. He's 5 years old. Like, he's going to be 5, and he's barely spoken his whole life. He's saying, like, hi, Baba, and, like, all these different things. And I'm like, subhanAllah, like, this is what I prayed for. And I didn't say anything to my brother either. In Mecca, your prayers, I feel like, get answered like that. It was so weird.
This actually reminds me of something that happened when we were at Hajj. This, like, literally gives me goosebumps till this day. My husband, before we went to Hajj, the doctor saw, like, a skin spot on him that was a bit dark, and the doctor did a biopsy and took it out. It was like, it just looks a little bit funny, we'll just do a biopsy to make sure there's, you know, nothing cancerous or nothing wrong with it. So a week later, we're off to Hajj, and the doctor calls us. We're on the way to the airport to go to Hajj. He calls us and goes, there's a bit of bad news. And we're like, what? And he's like, you know that biopsy we did last week? It's melanoma. And melanoma is like the worst it can get. Melanoma is like a really, really aggressive cancer, and if it gets into the bloodstream, it's really bad. So he's like, look, we need to cut this out ASAP. And we're like, oh my God, we're just jumping on a flight to a pilgrimage, like, it's our duty, it's a once in a lifetime thing, like, we've booked it, we've paid for everything, we'll be back in 10 days, can it wait? And the doctor's like, look, it should be coming out now, but okay, it can wait. And we're freaking out. We're like, should we just cancel? Should we not? Should we go? Should we go? And the doctor's like, don't worry, don't freak out, it's fine, but just as soon as you get back, come and see me. We're like, okay. So we go to our Umrah, it's fantastic, we try and forget about it. But while we're at Umrah, someone tells us that we should put Zamzam on it. So we basically bath him in Zamzam. Like, we're like, oh Lord, please, please, please. We're praying, washing every day, Zamzam, 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 like, just every day putting Zamzam over the spot. And then after we come back from Hajj, we go and the doctor takes it out, he cuts it out. It's like everything he took out went to pathology to get tested to make sure there was clean margins around the skin to make sure they got all the cancer. The results came back and the doctor was like, I don't know what to tell you. There was no cancer. We're like, what do you mean there's no cancer? You told us it was melanoma and it had to come out. He's like, I've never seen this in my life. It is a miracle. Honestly, I've seen firsthand miracles happen from Hajj and from Umrah and from this holy place. So I know for a fact anything is possible. Any dua, Allah can accept any dua. Nothing is impossible for Allah. So when you go, you must pray for everything and anything. All right, so you've done Umrah check.
Yes.
When's Hajj coming, girl?
Well, that's a good question. When am I going to get married? Ooh. No. I want to do what you did. I want to have it in my marriage contract. So I would love to experience Hajj with my husband.
It was the best, honestly, that I'm so happy I put that in my contract. Yeah. So my best friend told me to put it in my contract. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, like, yeah, cool. But I didn't understand the value of it. But then when we went to Hajj together, it just strengthens your marriage so much. And going through that spiritual experience with your significant other, it's just, it's amazing. Yeah, I can't wait for you to experience. Pray. Inshallah. Everyone make dua that Amina finds a husband. Inshallah.
My prayer would be answered.
Inshallah.
And I would be asking for a good pious husband. So
you're a supermodel. You could have basically anything in life. Like, you travel for your work, you stay in fancy hotels, you've got superstars, you've got movie stars, you've got soccer players, F1 stars, like, everyone's just in your DMs, like, I see it. You've got all these opportunities thrown at you and you don't take them. You've chosen to stay with Islam and stay on your deen and do it the right way. Like, I'm just so, so proud of you.
I do want to do it the right way. I want to do it the halal way. I do want to find a good husband, and yeah, inshallah I can go to Hajj one
Inshallah.
day.
Inshallah. Together.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
But yeah, basically the moral of this long story is that I really don't want anyone to think that they're not good enough to go to Umrah. If you have that feeling, just go. You know, please, like I'm begging people, just go and experience it. And I just promise you that it will change your life like it changed mine. That's almost like why I'm kind of doing this. I don't, even though I'm a model, it's just behind camera and people don't really see your personality, and I don't really talk. I don't feel comfortable talking on camera. So to do this and to maybe give someone the slightest bit of confidence to be like, you know what, they might think that they're not good enough. And I just felt like in my heart, I wasn't a good enough Muslim. You know, I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggle with. They're not a good enough person. They're not a good enough Muslim to go to the most holiest place on earth, you know. But like Allah always accepts you for how you are, who you are, you know. He tells you if you walk to him, he will run to you. It also reminds me of like what you would say all the time is that if you knock, Allah will open the door. And you know what? Like this life is not guaranteed. Everyone thinks on the aspect of, oh, well, next year. We aren't guaranteed next year. We're not even guaranteed tomorrow. Don't delay it. And you know what's even crazy? I spontaneously booked the tickets and I was like, we need to go. Because you never know what could happen. And look, it's the last 10 days, which is when I was supposed to go, and you can't even get a flight to Saudi anymore.
No.
Like,
because of all the problems going on.
yeah, like who would have thought that this would have happened?
Listening to this, I'm just so proud of you. Like I was proud of you before, but listening to you speak right now has just made me even more proud of you. May Allah protect you. May He guide you and keep you on the straight path and keep you in this angelic state, because you're just like a little angel right now. I'm so honestly, I'm so proud of you.